the French league winners against Real Madrid. Real Madrid with a very good recent record against the French side, having won the last 3 meetings between the clubs. The sides last met in the 17-18 UEFA Champions League campaign, with Real Madrid winning 3-1 in Madrid and 2-1 in Paris. Edinson Cavani scored for the French side. Now, we were hearing from Zinedine Zidane in the press conference, also heard from the PSG boss Tuchel, and PSG could be missing the front 3. They do have Icardi, the former Inter Milan striker, but Varane and Zidane, the two that spoke in the press conference moments ago, were saying that despite those absentees, and Real Madrid also are missing players, we expect a tough game. No Sergio Ramos for Real Madrid, as the Whites look to kick off the Group A campaign with all 3 points against a side that have struggled to get out of the, struggled in the knockout stages in the Champions League, having been knocked out of the round of 16 in the last 3 campaigns, but having won the French league 6 times in the last 7 seasons. And this is their 8th successive UEFA Champions League campaign, but they have struggled to keep a clean sheet at home, having conceded in their last 6 UEFA Champions League home games. As for Real Madrid, well, this is their 24th UEFA Champions League campaign, and they've made it through to the knockout stages 23 seasons, which is a competition best. Real Madrid always have a cracking record against French opposition. In their last 11 games with French clubs, Real Madrid have won 8 and have drawn 3. Have to go back to 2009-2010, a decade, for Real Madrid's last defeat to French competition. And if we look at Real Madrid's last 7 games, the stats are even better. Real Madrid have scored 15 goals, winning 6 and drawing 1. There is Zinedine Zidane. We heard from him in the pre-match press conference. Of course, he's saying it's very special to come here to play in France, not for, just for myself, but for the French contingent. He was asked about Karim Benzema just to the right of the shot there, alongside Varane and Courtois. Of course, hailing from Lyon, there might be that extra little bit of motivation, but my players won't be lacking any motivation as we're here to take part in the Champions League, our first game, and our intention, objective, is to win. Real Madrid players that have played in France: Karim Benzema, Lyon from 2005-2009. Varane, of course, was signed from Lens. Ferland Mendy played for Le Havre before playing for Olympique Lyon and then joining Real Madrid. James Rodriguez had 1 season in Monaco before joining the Whites. Mariano Diaz and Eden Hazard, of course, played at Lille for 7 years before joining Chelsea. There's Gareth Bale and James playing against Levante in that 3-2 win at the weekend. Gareth Bale sat out the game, suspended. He returns and is available for Zinedine Zidane against PSG. As the Real Madrid footballers continue to warm up here at the Parc des Princes. A sellout crowd expected for the Group A game. PSG, 4 wins and 1 defeat so far in the league competition. That loss was at Stade Rennais on match day 2. Though they won their last league outing, beating Alsace 1-0 a goal in added time. Real Madrid having beaten Levante by 3-2. Unbeaten in the league, 2 wins and 2 draws. Currently third in the standings. PSG currently top, 2 points clear of Stade Rennais, Nantes and Olympique Marseille, of course. Zinedine Zidane has fond memories of games against PSG. Born in Marseille, Zidane played for Bordeaux and then Juventus before that, at the time, world record switch to Real Madrid back in 2001. Great shot of the stadium here in Paris. The other 2 clubs in the group, Club Brugge and Galatasaray, the Belgian league champions and the Turkish league winners, are in action in the other group game. Match day 2. We'll see PSG take on Galatasaray. Real Madrid have their first home game against Club Brugge, on the road against Galatasaray. Again, it's a Turkish side. Real Madrid will face on match day 4 at the Santiago Bernabeu, followed by another home outing against PSG on the 26th of November, before Real Madrid's Champions League group stage ends against Club Brugge on match day 6th. Real Madrid, PSG, Galatasaray and Club Brugge, 4 league winners, all drawn in the same group. Focusing on this group of footballers. To the left of the shot, Ariola, goalkeeper, brought in by Real Madrid on transfer deadline, formerly of Villarreal, also formerly of PSG. Live training, having heard from the manager and Rafael Varane in the press conference. This will be Real Madrid's final workout before their opening Champions League game. Benzema has been in superb form, scoring Real Madrid's first league goal of the season against Celta Vigo. On target again against Valladolid is Bell, who scored both against Villarreal away from home, and Benzema on target against Levante. 2 goals, Benzema, and the other was scored by Casemiro. There's Militao. There's a lot of probability of starting against PSG. No Nacho, no Sergio Ramos, no Marcelo for the record 13-time winners. Brown was asked about the absentees in defence, and the 4-time Champions League winner said that there are no excuses. No player will play every single game of the season, and we have the talent and depth in this squad to put in a good performance. We've been training and working hard, and everybody's up for this game. We saw Eden Hazard come on to make his Real Madrid official debut as a 60th minute sub against Levante. Zidane was asked about Hazard in the press conference, whether or not he could start the game and play 90 minutes, and asking, of course, as they do, asking the manager, will he play? And Zidane, with the same reply we hear in every press conference, you have to wait and see which 11 players are named on that team sheet. But yes, he has trained well, and yes, he could, if needed, play the full 90 minutes. Zinedine, he made history in 2017-18 by steering the Whites to another UEFA Champions League title, thus becoming the first coach to win the trophy 3 years running. And after leaving the club, returning to the post on March the 11th. The referee and his assistants will be from England, Anthony Taylor. Assistant referees, Gary Beswick, Adam Nunn. And of course, we'll be seeing the VAR used in the Champions League. The players continue to train here. Won't be seeing any set piece activity, any drills involving formations or tactics. That's all, of course, being practiced during the pre-season, during the week leading up to this training session. Though, when the press are asked to leave, the training session will continue for approximately another hour behind closed doors, and the players will head back to the team hotel where they will rest and then prepare for Wednesday night's late kickoff in the Champions League. Of course, there are 2 kickoff times now in the Champions League, at 7 p.m. and at 9, and Real Madrid will be playing in the later kickoff. You can watch the game on Real Madrid TV. It will finish at 11 o'clock local time, Central European Summer Time, and just 1 hour later on Real Madrid TV, tune in to watch PSG, Real Madrid, and of course the bulletin after the game will have the highlights from the game and also reaction from the manager and players in the mix zone. The team to beat in the Champions League, Real Madrid, and their first test on the 18th of September will be PSG at the Parc des Princes. Players still in 2 groups. Later the goalkeepers will head off with the goalkeeping coach and training will continue. If you've just joined us live on Real Madrid TV, live training from Paris. We regularly have 15 minutes before every single league game, Copa del Rey game, and also access to Real Madrid's open door training session ahead of every Champions League outing. Quick mention, the Youth League, Real Madrid's under-19s will be taking part in Europe's top club competition for youth sides. That game will be also on Real Madrid TV. But the big news is Real Madrid preparing for their first Group A clash against PSG. Cracking view of the stadium. An impressive venue here in Paris. Just to recap what we heard earlier from Zidane, looking forward to the first game in the Champions League against PSG on Wednesday night, Central European time at 2100 hours.